Hello, Internet, and thank you for joining me today. So there's this bit that Internet Historian and Sameto Media did where Sameto is getting a massage, but then at the end of the massage, the masseur karate chops him straight in the butthole. And I have to imagine that having a nice massage like that, only to be greeted by physical violence to your anus, is similar to the experience that I had while watching Bugonia. This is the newest film by Greek filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, but I'm unable to say names that aren't just James or Emma Stone. Like, seriously, look at this shit. Stavros Halkias? Question mark, question mark. Yeah, I don't know. Also, Aiden Delbus. Don't know about these. Like, you're both great in this movie, but I can't really read your names or pronounce them well. So again, I'm going to apologize for butchering your names. And also I'm going to have to apologize for spoiling the shit out of this movie, because there is no other way to talk about this one without just ruining that twist ending. We kick things off with the two main leads, Teddy and Dawn, talking about bees, as they have taken up beekeeping as a hobby, apparently. They talk about colony collapse disorder, which is a real thing, and it's a real problem in the beekeeping community as I understand it. Also seems like it's going to tie into the movie because of the little spill they've got on this poster. Anyway, Teddy and Dawn are going to be our Lenny and George analogs throughout this movie, as they both believe that there are aliens on Earth that are trying to do something nefarious to the human race. They end up abducting Emma Stone's Michelle Fuller, thinking that she is one of the aliens, and eventually thinking that she is one of the alien nobility. This event sets us up for the spiral down the rabbit hole that is the conspiracy theory that Teddy, played by Jesse Plemons, has fallen down that seems to parallel his childhood trauma. The two men also attempt to torture information out of Michelle, as they think that she is holding out on them as she pleads to be let go. What's not helping matters for the two men is that she is a high-ranking pharmaceutical CEO, and the cops are on the hunt for her throughout their area. The tension rises steadily throughout the movie as the authorities close in on the two men, as well as Michelle Fuller giving more and more information that may or may not be true. I'm at the point in this video where I have to give a final spoiler warning, because I cannot talk about this movie without talking about the ending. So if you plan on seeing this movie and don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and jump off here, and I'll see you next time. Sayonara, bitches, and all that good jazz. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So everything culminates with Teddy strapping a bomb to his chest and taking Michelle back to her office, where she can actuate a teleporter and send him to the mothership that holds all of the alien nobility. She pulls out a calculator that is supposed to serve as a device that actuates the teleporter that will send them to there, when all of a sudden the homemade bomb strapped to Teddy's chest explodes. This frees her from the imprisonment that she has experienced throughout the entire movie. However, it also knocks her unconscious because Teddy's severed head hits her in the face. Once Michelle comes to, she is very perturbed to learn that the bomb did in fact explode and kill Teddy. She then has to exit a moving ambulance and return back to her office, where she does activate the teleporter that is in her closet, which sounded ridiculous when she said it, but then it actually works, and she is teleported back to her own mothership. Yes, the big twist in this is that she is an actual fucking alien. What proceeds in the last 5 minutes of this movie, though, is something that I found ruined the entire movie. And again, huge spoiler here, but she gets onto the ship, the mothership that they're going on about this entire fucking movie, and all of the aliens there look like these, troll people, because they communicate through their hair. They make that point very clear throughout the beginning of the movie. However, it makes for a very jarring look that these super advanced beings are just walking around with huge beards and really long unkempt hair. It creates a very visual distance for the viewer, in my opinion. But what's even worse is all of the outfits that they're wearing are these big yarn sweaters that are head to toe, like they're bodysuits, they're yarn bodysuits. It looks ridiculous, and the actors can't move in them, so they're essentially just waddling around, and it's only made even more goofy when they try to speak alien, like they try to speak an alien tongue that is not English, and they're just literally clicking and grunting and making noises at each other, and it's just very silly. Like, we had this very contemplative movie that had built up all this tension and built up all this very serious tension throughout the movie that had all these parallels for like classism and like childhood trauma and dealing with hardships throughout your life. It really struck me as odd that we would do something as silly. And then the movie ends with Emma Stone's Michelle Fuller, the alien queen, punching a hole in Earth's atmosphere and killing all human life. But for whatever reason, they felt the need to show like, I guess like 90 seconds or so of the dead humans all around the Earth. And for some reason, there's still liquid water. There's still all this other carbon-based life on the planet, even though it's heavily implied that they stabbed and popped the Earth's atmosphere like a balloon, which would render all of that just fucking useless. If you can't fucking tell, I'm a little apprehensive about this movie. I tried to write a script 3 different times for this, and I could not get everything I wanted into words, so I'm just opening up the mic and really just rambling about all of this. I couldn't think of another way to do it because I need to get across how good the performances and the writing and the directing and the cinematography and literally the entire 99% of this movie that is Bugonia is amazing. But then you get to that last 5 minutes and all of that goes out the window because it just turns into an episode of Marvin the fucking Martian. Like, seriously, the sets look like shit. The fucking costumes look like shit. Everything just looks so much worse and is paced so poorly. Like, we don't get any time with any of these actual aliens to learn about their culture, more or less. Although they do actually have some very strong reincorporation. The whole hair thing is set up very early on, as well as all of the little intricacies, like the ship looks exactly like Teddy knew it would, all of that. So it confirms that a lot of his conspiracy theorying was correct, which I don't think was an intended message. I feel like most of this movie wants you to think the conspiracy theory nuts are dangerous individuals, rightfully so, but then at the end confirming it seemed a little weird, and that was always going to be weird, but it felt like it could have been handled much better than doing weird yarn suits. And before anybody comments in the comment section that this is a South Korean film, I just want to let you know that I know. No, I haven't seen it, and no, I can't make a comparison between the two yet, but rest assured I will probably be doing that in the not so distant future. So if this is exactly how it goes in the South Korean version, I think I'll have very similar thoughts. But as far as this one goes, I literally was thinking that this was probably the best film I had seen all year until that ending. That ending just, it really killed what was a beautiful movie. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Honestly, I've been trying to start up like a Reddit chat about it, but I keep getting blocked because my Reddit account's very new. So if you want to leave me a comment down in the comment section below telling me that I shouldn't let 5 minutes ruin an otherwise great movie, or if you just want to tell me that I'm bad at this, or if you want to tell me that I'm great at this, leave that comment down below. It'll really help me out in the algorithm. And of course, like, share, and subscribe for this video because that'll help me out as well. But until next time, I've been Spiff the Ice King. Sayonara, bitches.